You know, I'm actually really surprised that Konami's pushing for really good Pendulum support again. So Metalfoes are back with a power-up in Blazing Vortex, but I've only 5 cards so far. I figured we'd get a little bit more than this, but maybe they're holding back. So, Pendulum support. Pendulum, best deck, let's go! So, Metalfoes Melcaster. And I actually thought that this was going to be a Link monster, but this ends up being a 2000 on a level 7. Okay, so our Pendulum effect. Once per turn, you can target one other face-up card you control. Destroying it, you can set one Metalfoes spell trap card directly from the deck. So we're still going to be maintaining the same clause of being able to destroy and go into our deck and set our spells and traps. I still think that's probably the best thing we've got, because Fusion is the best recurable card that this deck has going for it. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add one Metalfoes Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand, but you cannot activate a card with that name in your Pendulum zone for the rest of this turn. So they're basically going to try to cut you off from, I guess, generic recurability, which, okay, to a degree, I feel that that's okay. Pendulums have been a little bit broken, and I guess I feel that this is the route that we need to go to try to limit the deck's explosive ability. Does that make sense? Then I'm fine with that. So, honestly, another fantastic card to add to the armament. Also, with this being level 7 Spellcaster, though, that opens up a whole new direction for the deck. So we'll take this. Alright, what is this thing? Metalfoes Vanisher. This thing looks cool. I love this art. I can dig this. I'm not even a Pendulum player. Metalfoes Vanisher on a level 9 with a Pendulum scale 1. Ooh, these are some left field numbers. Pendulum scale. If a monster or monsters you control is destroyed by card effect, you can add a Metalfoes card from your graveyard to your hand, except for Metalfoes Vanisher. So this actually gives us spell and trap recursion, because 95% of the time Pendulums go to the extra deck. I mean, you'll find yourselves a couple of times with some things in your graveyard, but this does give you more recurability. Okay, and that's for the Pendulum effect. Monster effect. Oh, we got a couple things we can do here. So you can only use this card's first and second monster effects once per turn each. So you can target 2 face-up cards you control, including a Metalfoes card, and destroy them, and if you do, you can special summon this card from our hand. Okay, so we blew up our scales to bring this out. If this card is special summoned by a Metalfoes card effect, you can target one card your opponent controls or in their graveyard and banish them. Now, unfortunately, a Pendulum summon does not count as being special summoned by a Metalfoes card effect, but alas, being able to pop off to summon itself through its own effect, you would get this. I feel like they just gave this deck a main deck monster. This is their main deck monster, or boss monster, right? Am I wrong? I don't think so. Okay, this is very interesting. Alright, next up, Parametalfoes Azulus. Interesting. Okay, so this is on a level 7 Pendulum scale 8. Alright, Fusion Pendulums, here we come. Pendulum effect. If a face-up Metalfoes card you control is destroyed by card effect, you can target one face-up card on the field and destroy it. So this does give us interruptibility on the opponent's turn. I will take that. That's pretty good. Okay, monster effects. Summoning conditions are one Metalfoes plus a fusion monster. Boy, this is a super poly target for the deck. Okay, I guess. If this card is special summoned from the extra deck, you can target one card your opponent controls, shuffle 2 other face-up Pendulum monster from your extra deck into the main deck, and destroy that target. If this card in your monster zone is destroyed, it gets to go to the Pendulum zone. On a 25 2K, I'll take this. This is a welcome addition to the deck. More super poly fodder is always a good thing for this deck. Okay, I dig this. This is pretty cool. I'm being optimistic, Robbie, today. Heavy Metalfoes Armagolem. This has to fix the issues of what we lost with losing Electromite. Problem was Electromite was too generic for this deck, but if this does anything relevant, then the deck should be back in good shape. So it's Metalfoes. The arrows are really freaking weird here. Left, or left, right. So 2 Metalfoes monsters, so I guess we are locked for our archetype. If this card is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard, you can activate one of these effects. Holy crap, that seems bad. You can target 1 Metalfoes monster we control, equip this card to the target as an equipped spell card, and give it 1,000 attack. Or you can target 1 Metalfoes card we control, destroy it, and special summon this card back. I kind of been disappointed in this. This feels really lackluster, actually. I was hoping for a little bit more there. Well, that's just sad. I mean, good news is it recurs itself. I guess. Metalfoes Fusion. Fusion summon 1 Metalfoes monster from your extra deck using 1 monster each from your hand, field, and or face-up Pendulum monsters from your extra deck as fusion material. We did it, baby. Okay, I like this. This is a good card. All right, being able to fuse from the extra deck, hand and field. Okay, I welcome this. They really did this deck some good justice in terms of these upgrades. Now, the Link monster is very questionable. Don't get me wrong. I have a feeling we will see Electromite return off of the ban list here. You know, hoping. I know Trif is hoping as well. Even bringing the card back at 1 kind of feels like a bit much, but for this particular support right here, I think it's going to be a good step in the right direction for Metalfoes. We need a little bit more, don't get me wrong, alright, but these were some very fantastic upgrades, especially their main deck boss monster. This is just interesting. So, Metalfoes on the market today. We're not going to have a real market watch until tomorrow. Plus stream, but I mean that's besides the fact here. These actually settled down at $4. Volflame settled down to $3. Cool thing is, if you were one of the people that kind of were like, I don't really want to buy into the Metalfoes, and you're like, if they go down, I'll go back. Honestly, these two did go down relatively well, and you can see here we have plenty of listings back on the secondary market for this. So if you're one of those people who was like, I'll wait, I don't blame you. Electromite, on the other hand, did not resettle. Alright, like, original copies here are still $13. Still pretty bad. Like, in general, it's still relatively interesting out here to see to what direction that we want. I also want to add a sub note to this video here. Now, for those of you that do recently know, we've been getting Gold Series leaks. So, the first Gold Series card that we actually had leaked a while... Okay, this was yesterday's, actually. This is from me old Twitter here. This is the Red Eyes Black Dragon. This Gold Series, I will say, actually looks relatively nice. The whole finishing actually looks really great on it. But we are slowly making progress. Oh, also, we had this Fairy Archer thing yesterday. So, if this card is special summoned by a plant monster effect, you target 1 level 6 or higher plant monster in your graveyard, special summon in defense position. You have special summon for the rest of this turn except for plant monsters, and this cannot attack during the turn of special summon. This seems really bad. Alright, I'm just going to point that out. Like, they kind of did some bad, questionable support there. Our next sub-spoiler was actually the Dark Magician. I think that this thing also looks really nice. Look, the gold finish on this. I know a lot of people don't like this year's gold finish, but I think this looks good the way that it looks. This actually pops. I think it's really nice. We had one other leak the other day. The Divine Tree Beast. Now, don't be biased towards level 9, but why make this when I can make VFD? So you can only use each effect of this card's first, second effect's card's name once per turn. When you activate a card or effect during your turn quick effect, you target 1 card at the same time, monster, spell, trap card in your graveyard attached to this card as material. Alright, easy. When a card or effect is activated during your opponent's turn quick effect, detach a material originally of the same type, monster, spell, trap card from this card if you do negate the activation and destroy it. But why play this when I can play VFD? That's all I'm saying. Alright. And then the last card we had so far was the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Once again, this looks good. It pops. I like that. So, progress. So what do you guys think about the new reveals today? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And we'll guys. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCole40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCole40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcolegames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.